Hey, I'm Ryan and I'm from Coffee on Cue. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a great coffee at home using an Aeropress. So this is our Aeropress setup. I'm going to talk you through what we've got here so you can get a bit of an understanding about what goes into making this. Now an Aeropress is meant to be just a 1-cup serving. So if you need to make it for multiple, you're going to need to do it a couple of times over. I'm going to talk you through each of the parts we've got here today because a lot of it you're going to have in your kitchen already. So the most fancy thing we've got is our gooseneck kettle. Now you don't need a gooseneck kettle, this is very fancy. You can just use a regular pouring device. We've got our Aeropress here with filters. We've got our Coffee on Cue Elevate blend. There's a couple of different recipes we can go through, but today we're going to focus on the Elevate blend and we're going to use it for where it's going to be friendly to have it as black or as white. We've also got a glass vessel which we're going to brew into, a wooden stirrer which you can also use a wooden spoon. We've got a set of scales here that have a timer built in. If you don't have a set of scales that have a timer, it's fine if you've got I suppose some kitchen scales. Just have your smartphone ready to be able to time the actual brew itself. And then we've just got a little bit of a measuring cup here. So, first things first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure out 20 grams of ground coffee. Now, if you've ordered this through the store, you can opt to have it ground for filter or Aeropress. As well as if you ordered it as whole beans, you can grind it yourself at home. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to rinse our filter paper. Okay, we want to make sure we just grab one. And I'm just going to rinse this over here by the coffee machine, but you could do this on a kitchen sink. And the reason we're doing that is so your coffee doesn't taste like paper. So today we're going to be using what's called the inverse method, right? Which means that our Aeropress is actually going to be upside down when we're brewing our coffee. So I'm going to place it onto our set of scales. And I'm going to put our coffee inside of the Aeropress. And then I'm going to collapse it so it's nice and even. I'm then going to tare it. Now the total volume of water we're going to be adding today is 220 grams, and our brew time is going to be 1 minute 15. And then we're going to start extracting and actually pushing the Aeropress through at that 1:15 mark. I'm going to do that for 30 seconds. So I'm going to start my timer here. And the first 30 seconds is what's called our bloom. So it's when the water actually first touches the coffee. Just going to give it a quick agitation, just to make sure all the coffee grounds in there have touched the water. Once we hit the 30-second mark, I'm just going to rinse off our tablespoon or our wooden spoon here, just so that we don't miss any of the coffee. And we're going to top it right up to 220 grams. Continuing to pour in that circular motion. Nice. So the 1 minute 15 mark, I'm going to put my filter on. I'm just going to degas it a touch. But I'm going to take it off the set of scales. So we're just going to let the first bit of the crema come out. Just as we see that first part start to come out, we know we're ready to start extracting. So we've hit 1 minute 15 now. I'm going to flip it upside down. And then for 30 seconds, we're going to let the extraction happen, which will take us right up to that 1 minute 45 point. You'll notice you have to put a touch more pressure as you get to the bottom. Once we get to the bottom, I'm just going to hold it off, and then we're going to put it into a cup, just so we don't make any mess. That smells amazing. Now we can pour it into our cup, and with an Aeropress we're going to add I'm going to add a little bit of milk today. You can have it black or you can have it white, but this might taste a little bit more comfortable with a bit of milk. All right. Yum. So that's how you use the Aeropress at home. It's a great option for black or white coffee.